This is the Louis T. Network.
In the lab room.
Who else could it be? Me, your me. Louis T, welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. It's time! It's time! It's playoff time! Playoff time indeed. Especially for the 6th-seeded Pittsburgh Steelers in the AFC. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers and their road to the playoffs. It was a bumpy ride with a lot of ups and downs, peaks and valleys for this Pittsburgh Steelers football team. Hell, they almost didn't get in. It took a Week 17 W and some help to get these boys into the postseason. But this season almost was derailed before it even got started. Injuries, suspensions, and expectations almost killed this Pittsburgh Steelers season. Before it even got started, Le'Veon Bell suspended. Martavius Big Ten Bryant suspended early on. No Bryant for the first 3 games, no Bell for the first 2. They lose a game or 2 that they probably should have won. I thought they could have beat the Patriots in week 1 had they had all hands on deck. Instead, they lose that football game. Doesn't matter. They get Le'Veon Bell back in week 3, and he comes in and is a stud. But guess who tags out? Ben Roethlisberger gets injured in that same game versus the Rams. And so they got to tread water until Ben is able to get back. He comes back in week number 8, but this isn't before a lot of things transpire. Michael Vick wins them a game miraculously in San Diego at the very end, a game in which he struggled mightily but made some plays, and L. Bell with a touchdown as the clock expires in the 4th quarter. You also have a loss to the Ravens, who were winless at the time because Josh Scobie couldn't make a field goal in the football game. The kicking woes continued for the Steelers as they had been looking for a kicker since theirs, Sean Sweezum, got injured in the preseason. So it was a number of different things happening to this Steelers team. But Ben Roethlisberger gets healthy, comes back in week number 8 in time for a huge showdown with the undefeated Cincinnati Bengals. Ben comes back, but tags himself in, tags Le'Veon Bell out. L. Bell tears his leg all up to shreds and is done for the season with a gruesome knee injury. And they lose the football game as Ben Roethlisberger is horrendous, throwing 3 or 4 interceptions in the ball game en route to a loss at home to the Cincinnati Bengals. But the Steelers would rally, winning 5 of their next 6 games, are able to get to 9-5 by the time they met up in week 16 with the Ravens. A huge matchup for them because if they win this game, they put themselves in the driver's seat to just need to win to get in week 17. This was coming off the heels of some impressive wins versus Cincinnati in the jungle, Andy Dalton getting hurt, and a even bigger win versus the Denver Broncos at home in come-from-behind fashion when they were trailing by 17 at the half. This Steelers team seemed to be gaining momentum, and it all came crashing down in week 16 with a very poor loss to the Ryan Mallett-led Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, giving the Ravens a season sweep over the Steelers for the first time in a long time. And so now they got to week 17 at 9-6, needing help to get in. A win and a Jets loss would give the Steelers a trip to the postseason. They took care of their end of the bargain by getting it done on the road at Cleveland, 28-12 in a very sloppy football game filled with turnovers and mistakes by both teams, but the Steelers were able to prevail Jets did not go to Buffalo and get it done. In fact, the Bills were able to take them down in Buffalo, giving the Steelers a playoff berth. Now that they've gotten in at 10-6, the number 6 seed in the AFC playoffs, can the quote-unquote most dangerous team in the AFC, the Pittsburgh Steelers, find a way to play enough defense, score enough points, stay healthy enough? No running back position is more unsettled going into the postseason than that of the Steelers, with now the health of D'Angelo Williams in question, who got injured in the Week 17 win at Cleveland. Can the Steelers find a way to be healthy enough, score enough points, and generate enough turnovers defensively to win in the postseason? We shall see. Does Ben Roethlisberger have another postseason run in him as a 6 seed? Only time will tell. But that is the Pittsburgh Steelers and their road to the playoffs.
There's plenty more where that came from. While you're here, subscribe to the channel. If you want more Louis T, be sure to follow me on Twitter at InTheLabRoom, or you can like the Facebook page at In the Lab Room. That's In the Lab Room on Facebook and at In the Lab Room on Twitter. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so.